Section 10 of First Communion Days by a Sister of Notre Dame. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Maria Therese. Bobby. Bobby was just 6 when he first came to school, the chubbiest and happiest little lad you could wish to see. His father was an actor, and Bobby had traveled all over the country with him, going to school for a few weeks at a time in the town in which they were staying. But now that he was 6, his father thought it best for his little son to remain at one school where he would be properly taught, so he took some rooms in Liverpool for Bobby and his mother and made arrangements for him to enter the convent school. Bobby was a friendly little fellow and soon settled down quite happily. Although he was fonder of play than of work, he soon learnt to read and write and also to say his prayers and catechism. Every Monday morning Sister used to ask who had been to Mass the day before, and Bobby always had to answer, "No." At first, as he was only 6, Sister did not worry, but after his 7th birthday she began to get anxious. "How is it you do not go to Mass?" she inquired. "Does not Mother take you with her?" "Mother doesn't go," he said. "She always has a headache on Sundays. I give her breakfast in bed, and then I go with Johnny Brown to sail my boat in the park." "But the church is almost next door to your house. It will be quite easy to hear Mass before you go to play," said Sister. Bobby agreed it would, but the following Monday he still had to answer "No" to Sister's usual question. He was now in the first confession class, but Sister hesitated about letting him receive this sacrament because he still made no attempt to go to Mass on Sundays. Just before the day for the first confessions, Sister spoke to the priest about him, for you see it was no good Bobby going to confession if he was not sorry, and he could not be sorry if he would not try to do his duty. However, the priest asked Sister to send him with the others and he would have a talk with him. Bobby was quite pleased with the idea of going to confession and told Sister he'd got plenty of sins ready and that he expected he would feel quite different when they were all gone. Sister hoped for the best, and Bobby thought that once all his sins were gone it would be easier to be good. So in his turn Bobby went to confession, and when he came out his little face looked very serious. He took no notice of the others, but walked quietly up to Our Lady's altar, and kneeling there prayed quietly for some time. The next Monday, when Sister asked who had been to Mass, up went Bobby's hand. "Oh, Bobby, I am pleased," said Sister. "I am always going now," said Bobby. "I promised Our Lady that I would never, never miss again." That promise was kept. For the next 3 years Bobby remained at that school. He was always present at Holy Mass on Sunday. Not long after this Bobby made his first Holy Communion. All the little children's fathers and mothers were there, except for Bobby's. His mother had a headache and was in bed. So Bobby had dressed himself. However, no one was happier than he that day. He entered heart and soul into everything, whether praying in the chapel or playing at the games provided for their amusement. Joy filled his soul, and a wonderful love for our Divine Lord and His Blessed Mother, and Bobby had great need of all this love. For his mother, finding how faithful Bobby kept to his duties, how he never neglected his prayers, however late it was or tired he might be, did all she could to prevent him. On his First Communion Day Bobby had been given a little rosary, and each night he said it before getting into bed. 3 or 4 times his mother, coming upstairs and finding him kneeling there, had pulled him roughly up and even beaten him, saying she wanted no religion in her house. But the next night would find Bobby again on his knees, for our Blessed Lord strengthened him in a wonderful way. He had much difficulty, too, in getting to Mass, for once his mother discovered where he went on Sunday mornings, she did her best to prevent it. And though she sometimes prevented his going to Holy Communion, he never once missed Mass, for he had found out a church where he could hear one at 12 o'clock, when his mother thought it too late. And yet this little boy was only 8 years old. In spite of her unkindness to him over his religion, Bobby loved his mother, and not one word of all she made him suffer was ever told at school, not even to the Sister, who would never have known if the landlady where Bobby lived had not come up to see if anything could be done to make the little boy's life easier. Soon after this Bobby was confirmed, and God, the Holy Ghost, by His great love of fortitude, helped him to persevere, and so he did until, soon after his 10th birthday, his father coming home and seeing how difficult things were for his little boy, took him away with him. End of section 10.